Yeah, I think I'm live now.
Yep, I see. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna put the video into your profile. But yeah, you should start seeing questions and everything rolling in.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Bye. Hi, Andrew. Hey, everybody. Hey. Let's see. Do you like to perform live, and will you ever go on tour? So I've actually never performed live, but I'm excited to do it. I'm gonna do that soon. Once the project is put out, then we'll start going into that. Um, how did you land your first placement? What were some steps you could recommend for writers? How did I get my first placement? My first my first real placement was Lecrae Looked Up. I'm actually featured on his that record, and I got that placement because I was in college at the time, and I was just making demos every day. And what I would do was I would like take a little video of my demos and put them on Instagram, and would comment under people's Instagrams or shoot my stuff to people's DMs. And eventually I got a hold of his A&R, and his A&R was like, yo, I need this for Lecrae. And I'm like, this song actually is not a Christian song because Lecrae's a Christian rapper, and he was like, just take the verses out and give us the hook, and that was how I got my first placement. But yeah, what I would recommend for getting placements is just trying everything, put stuff out there because people will find it eventually. Will the EP be coming out this year? Yeah, the EP's coming out really soon. The EP's done. The EP's done. Like mixed, mastered, everything. Done. Will you have features on your project? Not the first project, not the EP. I'm not doing any features on the EP. And that's because like I felt I did it intentionally because again, I've had a lot of success being a songwriter. And I feel like that's what people expect. And I feel like it will also be like kind of plantish, just me out the gate getting all my friends to be on the first project. I also want, fans to tune into me. So I felt like it was needed for me to just, do it dolo for the first go around. But on the actual album, I'll do features. But this first EP, I'm not gonna put features on it. Name 5 artists you think would be dope on the Ease My Mind remix. By the way, I love the song. Thank you. Um, 5 artists. Um, I mean, rest in peace, but Pop Smoke for sure. Sleepy Hollow. Um, who else? Mm-mm-mm. SZA Summer, and then one more. Hmm. I don't know. Who's the last one? Maybe Smoothell. I like Smoothell. Whoa. Whoa. Um where did I leave off? How do how do up and coming producers work with you? I always put like a beat email out whenever I do like lives on Instagram. So I make sure I put that out so that like upcoming producers and writers could send me stuff all the time. Whenever I go in the studio and it's just me, I'm always going to do that. So uh Any tips for going through a creative block? I answer this a lot because I feel like writer's block is a common thing for people. And a lot of people don't know how to get through it. And the truth is you just really gotta, wait it out. Go be a regular person, go to movies, go roller skate, and go do whatever you do that is fun, and experience life. Go to sleep. And I think people gotta know that like there's nothing wrong with taking a break, And if that that duration of the hiatus is enough for you, then just keep making songs and get the bad stuff out, the bad ideas out, so that eventually you get into you get a good idea out. Um, what inspired the song "Drive You Home"? Um, what inspired that song? Who's gonna drive you home when you have a crazy day? It's gonna try your eyes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That was a quarantine song, so so there's a lot going on during that time. um, CB. Okay, yeah, I love CB. Um, how do you feel about Willow Smith doing pop songs, the pop punk songs, and is that a genre you would explore? I was just talking about this the other day. I'm so glad that Willow is bringing punk back to pop music because um I remember when I was like in sixth grade, Rock Band and Guitar Hero was like my favorite games. So that's when I really got into Paramore and the fact that like she's bringing it back, like Transparency. I listen to that all the time, and I'm really excited for that. Like I was a really big Paramore fan, so hearing it come back into music and seeing it popularized again, I'm really excited. I wouldn't explore it. Well, I mean, never say never. I don't really think it's me as an artist, but to write for other people, that's something I'm definitely, trying to write for other people. Um, but if there's a way to fuse it together for my own artistry, you never know. I guess that would be something I gotta see. Um, Is your approach any different when you're doing your own music versus writing for others? Definitely different. Definitely different because like when I'm writing for others, I kind of have to it's like acting in a way where I do my research on artists before I work with them. Um like I listen to their songs, I listen to their sounds. I'll even have the artists go in and do melodies first so I could like get an idea of their range and everything. And then I'll talk to them about what they want to talk about. So it's me executing their vision, you know, and me trying to do what I think they would do and what they should do instead of just like when I'm writing for myself, it's like there's no boundaries. I could do whatever I want, talk about whatever I want. I feel like you're kind of in a bubble when you're working with artists because it's not your song. You're helping them. So that's for sure. Um, let me see. Is there any song you wrote for an artist that you wish you kept for yourself? No. No, and that's because I'm a firm believer in like everything's meant to be. Everything happens for a reason, and if I gave it up, it was because that song was meant for another artist. Um, yeah, and me, I don't like making songs for myself that other people can sing. Because and that's also why I approach songs differently when I'm working with other people and when I'm writing for myself. Uh, Does anybody know she's the writer for your favorite artist of that singing? She's the gold. Thank you so much for your time, Nija. Thank you. I love your music. Thank you. What's your zodiac sign? I am a Libra. So I'm a Libra. My birthday's October 20th. My moon sign is Gemini. and my rising sign is Aquarius, so I'm all air signs. You guys can, draw up whatever conclusions you have from hearing that, but my main zodiac sign is a Libra. Ooh, you wrote for Jackson Wayne. Yep, I co-wrote. Yep. Do you have any songs not written by you on the EP? No, not on the EP. No. Um, and that's mainly because like I really wanted to lock in and get my story out and just do me. Um, uh, Working on the EP was a lot of fun because it was the first time that I really had free reign, So I felt like there was a lot to for me to play with and explore. Um, but for the album, I'm definitely, I'm a songwriter first, so I know that when it comes to creating songs, like collaboration is a big thing. So I'm all for co-writing and taking ideas and building on top of those from other people. So, but on the first EP, I didn't really get into that. Are you gonna work with London on the track again? Of course. We got some stuff with Summer coming out soon, so definitely, definitely. When it comes to doing demos, do I have to have the best voice? I try my best and use autotune all the time because it's been difficult for me to find a female singer to sing my songs. You don't have to have the best voice, but presentation is everything. So if you think it's not up to par with what you're doing, then I would seek out someone who can execute your vision for sure. For sure, because everyone's not going to see your vision. So you got to make sure that, you lay it out flat for other people. Would you ever host a writing camp for upcoming writers and producers? Maybe in the future. I don't know. People have asked me that, but I don't know. We'll see. Did you go to college for music or were you studying something else at first? I did go to college for music. I didn't finish, but I went to the Clive Davis Institute at NYU. I did that for 2 years, but it wasn't solely music. Like we definitely had to get a general education. But yeah, that's I definitely wanted to go to school for music because I knew that if I majored in anything else, then I wasn't gonna be focused, and that's just that. What's your what's your core goal as a musician? To inspire, for sure. It's like music is innovation, and it's always about making someone else feel something or helping people through things. And music is fun, so I definitely just want to inspire when I'm creating stuff. Leak have mercy. No, but y'all are in for a treat. I can't wait until Chloe puts that out because it's listen, it's fire. You should make a female version of the movie Purple Rain. Okay, I haven't heard that one, but maybe, who knows? How do you come up with melodies? I I don't know. I just go in the booth, I go on the mic and say whatever comes out. So I feel like melodies is not something that you can really teach. Um, it's what's in me. It's like art, learn. My bad. Dun, 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 dun. Who mixes your vocals and do you give directions of the mix? Tizio. He mixed my vocals for the whole EP. He did come over. And definitely, like go back and forth on notes and give him ideas and tell him like, oh, I want reverb here, or I want this to be, a little less reverby, add a delay here, things like that. But yeah, he definitely keeps my stuff sounding saucy when it comes to the mixes. How to put your written music out there? I think you gotta ask that again. I'm not really sure what you're asking. You most definitely don't mind collaborating and inspiring people. For sure. That's what it's all about. Was there ever a producer slash artist who you were starstruck by? Rihanna, Beyonce. Those were like the only two people that I was like really like starstruck by. And I'm not really a person that like gets phased by a lot, but those are the only two times where I was like um speaking of mixes, ease my mind and mix and master is fire. Thank you. How do you do to be a songwriter? How do you do? I do great. um What made you try R&B and drill? Okay. Yes. What made me try R&B and drill? Number one, I love R&B and I love drill. I'm from North Jersey, so it's like back home, drill is crazy. Like it's what you hear in the parties all the time. And I remember going back home and just watching how everyone interacted with drill. I was like, I love this. Like I remember there was a time where I was like, that was all I would listen to was drill music. And I'm like, why is nobody singing over this? Why is nobody singing over this? And then I had started to see like people try to make like mashups. Like I know there was like a DJ that tried to put like I think it was like an Ariana song in a drill beat. And I was like, you know, I want to make like an original R&B drill song. Um, so I had been asking for R&B drill beats for a while, but I didn't feel like anyone was really nailing it. So I went in with Jack and I'm like, yo, all right, play these chords and then put an actual drill beat on top of this. And, I'll go in and let's see what happens. And then Ease My Mind came out. Who was one of your favorite artists you worked with? Beyonce, Ariana Grande, Kehlani, everybody, everybody. Um, have you made other R&B drill songs, or is Ease My Mind the only one? Yes, I have another R&B drill song on the EP, and I'm actively making more because like it didn't really hit me of how kind of like innovative it was and how much of an impact it had on people. And it's just fun, and I feel like it's a great segue into bringing like upbeat music back to R&B. So I'm gonna definitely make more. Um, when you're when you switch flows, how do you decide the transition? It's a feeling. It's definitely a feeling. Um, hold on. It's a feeling for sure. Um, it's just something you gotta know when you're crafting a song. You gotta know when to switch it up, when things are starting to get old, or when you need that that moment. And for me, like I'm a melody person and I like earwormy things, so it's just like I just know when to take you in a different direction. Um, oh, do you have to be an experienced piano player to be a songwriter? Not at all. Not at all. You just gotta know. You just gotta know how to speak a language. That's all. Because songs are supposed to be like a conversation. So as long as you know how to hold a conversation, then you know how to write a song and how to rhyme. um, were your parents okay with your career choices? Mine would never allow me to become a songwriter. Okay, so yes, my parents were fully supportive of me being a songwriter. But before I went to college, my mom, she definitely supported it, but she definitely wanted me to have a real job. So when I applied for colleges, I applied to them with all different majors, all different majors. So I was just hoping I got into NYU because that was like the only place that I would really be able to study music because they had that music program. If I didn't get into there, who knows? Who knows what would have happened? Um, do the melodies come first or the lyrics for you? Um, Majority of the time, the melodies come first, but because I'm a freestyler, like sometimes the melody and the words come out at the same time. Like I'll just be saying whatever's at the top of my head, but most of it is like mumble, so a lot of it is melody. Um, um, my bad. I'm trying to read all of these. This thing just jumped out of nowhere. Is there anything coming after Ease My Mind? Yes, for sure. For sure. For sure. Well, I got a lot of stuff coming for you guys. That's why I was saying like it's really the start of an era because everything's locked and loaded. And I'm actively still working. Um Favorite place you traveled to so far and did it inspire you to create? My favorite place to travel in general is Jamaica. That's my favorite place of all time. Favorite place. I actually don't like to make music in Jamaica though, because it's more of a relaxing place for me. But the best place for me to make music though, Vegas. I've never written a bad song in Vegas, and I tell everyone that. Like I worked on Summer's album there, I worked on Kehlani's album there, and it's just I love Vegas. Um Do you feel it takes away from an artist if they don't write their own songs? Not at all. Not at all. Some people, if you are not great at one thing, then you have someone come and help you. I never understood why the public chastises artists if they don't write the song. It's still their emotions. It's still something that they've been through. Um, and vice versa. It's like that songwriter might be great at writing the song, but may not be able to perform well. And if they performed it, maybe the public wouldn't gravitate towards it as or feel it as much as they would have if the artist sang it. It's just like I don't think it takes away from artistry at all. Um, What is your advice for a person who can't get in the studio with the right people? LOL. I don't know if that makes sense. Make your own lane. Make your own lane. We have social media now, and also all the tools at our disposal to make music now in your bedroom. It's like you don't need to get in the studio with people. You could do it yourself and use social media in order to, you know, get your stuff out there and heard. So just do that until, things work out. What's your process? Do you mostly write to track? Um, my process switches up from time to time because I definitely need different variations to make music. Like a lot of times I do write to tracks, or sometimes I have a skeleton. When I say skeleton, like a producer might just have chords and a simple drum beat, or a loop. Or, I have a guitar player just play chords and I'll just go in on chords and that's it. So there's been times where I've wrote to a song a cappella, you know. I'll just put a click track on and I made a song to just this. So it definitely changes up all the time. And I think those different environments kind of help me with my melodies, and it brings out different kind of melodies that I probably wouldn't have if it was the same thing each time. Will you be putting out a remix for Ease My Mind? I guess we'll have to see. How do you choose beats? If it grabs me, it grabs me. And I know within the first 10 seconds. Planning on starting an OnlyFans. No. Sorry, not for me. Libra gang, 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 gang. What made you choose Ease My Mind as a single? One, because R&B drill, and I just felt like, we should come out the gate with that. Also, because I felt like I had to come out the gate swinging, and I felt like that was one of the more up-tempo records that I had, and just I love the song. I felt like it's something that people haven't really heard like that. So, and it's earwormy, definitely. So I just felt like that was a song that needed to be my introduction to the world for sure. And also, have something set me apart from everyone else, because I've written for a lot of people. I've written for everybody, and it's like, people have heard my songs before, but now what's gonna make me stand out from the songs that they heard from me but they didn't know was me, Congratulations on Ease My Mind. Thank you. Oh, this thing just jumped again. Planning on making an entry into the adult scene, such as OnlyFans. You really want me to be on OnlyFans, huh? I'm sorry. I can't do that for you. I'm sorry. But do you have any live shows planned for the future? Definitely. What was the inspiration behind the Ease My Mind visual? Definitely like the early 2000s aesthetic, but also making it futuristic. Like, I feel like that's my style in general. So, but I also, because my bad, I was off track. But because of, the concept of Ease My Mind, I kind of wanted to take it to a further place than, a guy coming over, and kind of like take you into my world of like what's going in my head, and, things like that and of that nature. What is your biggest goal in your career? To become a mogul. That's the end goal. That's been the end goal the whole time. That's the most important thing to me. I want to become a mogul for sure. How has your schedule been since becoming a signed artist while still writing for others? My schedule has been crazy. Definitely crazy. My schedule was already kind of crazy because I was writing for everybody, and I had to fly here, fly there, fly everywhere. And also I was one of the more like popularized songwriters, so I had to like do a lot of interviews and shoots and doing stuff like that, and also other business ventures. But now that I'm an artist, it's like there's a whole other world. So like video shoots, photo shoots, like all of that stuff. It's in meetings. It's so much more now. So my days, like I'm on the clock 24/7. Like with writing, I wanted to make sure that I was still a regular person. So I only worked 4 days a week, and I took off the weekends. As an artist, it's none of that. It's none of that. Do you regret having a pub deal? Not at all. Not at all. I got through my pub deal in 3 years, and I flew through it. I definitely flew through it. And also me and my manager Christian, like we were smart about it. Like you got to make sure that you read your contracts and that you ask for everything that you want. and think about your turns. It's not all about the advance. So my publisher Lilia, she went to bat for me. And they opened a lot of doors for me for sure. Which was one of the main reasons why I went with them, because I wanted to get in the pop world. Um, we were a team, so I definitely don't regret doing a pub deal. I know a lot of people have horror stories when it comes to pub deals, but me, I did not. I was one of the lucky ones. Um, who is someone you haven't worked with that you want to work with? The Weekend. This thing keeps jumping. What software did you use to make beats, and did you ever get anxious that an artist won't like what you wrote for them? Okay, boom. All right, so the softwares that I use to make beats, Logic and Fruity Loops. I usually use Fruity Loops for only drums, but Logic is my main DAW. Beforehand, I started on Reason, and then I graduated to Logic because I can also record in Logic. Now, was I ever scared that an artist wasn't gonna like what I wrote? No, never was scared. And this mindset, I feel like, is the reason why I got to where I am, and it's the mentality of not taking things personal. If they don't like it, someone else will. You know, that's what being a creative is. So I don't take it personally. If and I'm confident in myself, and I know my talent. So if you don't like what I did, okay, let's move on and go to the next one. Let's make another one. Let's make something that I know you'll like. But yeah, no, I've never been scared of that. Um, let's see. Hey Nija, are we getting out of pocket on the EP? No, I'm sorry, but I got better songs than Out of Pocket. I do. Um, how do you come up with hooks and know it's good? It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. But you gotta know when to repeat stuff. You gotta know it feels good. As long as you know it feels good, then you'll be fine. Um, who are some dope underground songwriters we may not have heard of? I don't really know if they're too much underground, but I know Laze, Superfire, Ariel, Superfire. Who else? I feel like I'm missing people. There's a bunch of songwriters that are on the come up right now, but yeah, you just got to keep a lookout for credits and stuff like that. The songwriting community is small, so. Dun, 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 dun. Are you looking to start your own production company and or writing company in the future? In the future, I've already started it. I actually got a producer signed to me right now named Sergio Romero. He's on the project. He actually produced for Blast um, and Ty and Two Chains. So definitely been getting that up and running. I've been busy doing that too. Um, when this just jumped. When you were offered your publishing deal, how did you feel that it was right for you? And are you still signed to the same one? How I knew that it was right for me, it definitely was a gut decision, but basically I had to lay out all my options and, like see the pros and cons, and also think about like where I wanted to go and where I saw myself in the next 5 years and where they're going to contribute to helping me get there. And with UMPG, it checked all my boxes. It checked all my boxes, and that's how I knew they were right. Especially when I got to compare them to other publishing companies, and just seeing what everyone's strong suits were. It just it was meant for me. Um, right now at this moment, I'm currently unpublished, but we'll see what happens next. Um, Making the lane change from writer to artist. What's that transition like? You know, it's definitely eye opening because making music is just a small part of it. Like there's so much more. And I had already been kind of like getting used to put my face out there and like, doing interviews, doing shoots and doing all that, but it's like it's that times 10. But it's fun because I'm always up for a challenge and I've always been into learning something new and just trying new things because I get bored easily, and I've gotten a lot of success in a short amount of time. So I felt like it was only right to go to the next level. Um, if you were starting from the beginning, what steps would you take to get to where you are now? The same steps. The same steps. Everything worked out. um, what's the secret to success? Trusting your gut. Trusting your gut for sure is a secret to success. Knowing your intuition, listening to it, and keeping trustworthy people around you. Um, uh, what's your favorite Prince song? 17 Days. I called you yesterday. Na, 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 na. That's my favorite one. Um, do you come up with backgrounds and vocal produce yourself? Yes, for sure. For sure. How you doing, Nija? You have any collabs on Meek Mill new album? Yep. Yep. I do. Um, what is more important today, image or talent? Talent for sure. If you might have a great image, but what are you selling? What are you putting out there? If all you have is your image, you might as well just be an Instagram model. you know. Hold on. Ugh. But no, both play a part for sure. For sure. Um, do you feel like Frank Ocean opened the door for songwriters to be more in the public eye? No. I think he followed in, a lot of people's footsteps. I feel like for me, like I grew up seeing songwriters succeed, like Neo and The Dream. Um, Frank Ocean was just another one later on in the game. Um, was there ever a time in your writing journey where you felt like lyrics weren't good enough or at all? I mean, for sure. I feel like lyrics can always be improved, but I try not to think too deep into it because when you overthink stuff, that's when things get a little, you know. Um, all right. Think I got most of them. Hey, I just got in here. Not sure if you answered this, but are you still writing for other artists currently? For sure. And that's why I'm so excited about this year and next year because it's like people don't even know. Like number one, I'm coming crazy with my project. That's number one. Like I'm for sure 100% putting my all into the artistry. But like people also don't know. While I was working on my own project, I also executive produced Kiana Leday's project. So she has a lot of crazy stuff coming out. I just helped Chloe on her debut single, Have Mercy. I've been working with Selena Gomez a lot lately. I've been working with A Boogie lately. Meek, I'm always, I got stuff coming out with Summer. It's just like I'm always for the streets, and making music is just is fun to me. When people be like, "Oh, what's your hobby?" I had to find other hobbies because I was, that was what I did for fun since I was 13, was making music. So it's just always going to, like, that's what I do in my spare time. I made it a job now, but making music has just always been, it doesn't feel like a job. So I'm always write for other people, and I'm gonna have even more fun writing for myself and putting that stuff out. So, you won't see me stop on the songwriting side for sure. Um, dun, 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 dun. Can we rewatch this live? Yeah, for sure. Any tips on writing songs for starters? Just do it. Just do it. Will we ever hear your original verses on the song Rain? Um, Probably not. I mean, maybe one day nah, probably not. You know, what's your favorite Carrie Hilson song, and what's your favorite Carrie Hilson placement? My favorite Carrie Hilson song would probably have to be the one with Chris. You should stay one night with me. Yeah, that was her song, right? Yeah. Either that one or knock you down. Cause when love comes around, then I should done get it back up and then not. Yeah. My favorite placement of hers, Icebox. Icebox, hands down. I'm down in Icebox with, yeah, yeah. That was like cultural reset. What did you buy with that Rain on Me bag? Um, you know, I'd be chilling. I mean, I did buy a house, but I'd be chilling. um, I love your vibe. Fell for your song, Ease My Mind, and I'm so glad to get to know you more. Thank you. How do you stay motivated to write songs when you're not feeling it? When I'm not feeling it, I don't write. Yeah, I feel like you should never force yourself, because then it's not fun. Why are you forcing yourself to do things that you don't want to do? If I'm not in it, I'm not in it. I'm not gonna trying to make myself be in it. No, I'll just come back when I'm ready. Would you ever be a part of a duo? No, that's not for me. Um, your nails are fire. Thank you. His name is Mr. Lewis from New Jersey. Um, what is your main focus when writing songs for other artists? Are you focused on vocals, rhymes, harmonies? The song. When I'm writing for other artists, I'm worried about the song, and mainly, getting a great hook, because a hook is what's going to reel people in. You know, stop being so humble. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. um, how did you land your publishing deal? Word of mouth. Word of mouth. I started flying out to LA like spring semester of my sophomore year of college, and then after my first time in LA, I started taking meetings, and then one meeting turned to another trip to LA, and I would go on more meetings, and it was like over and over and over and over and over again. So the offers kept coming in. And that's basically how I ended up getting my publishing deal. How do you manage to keep yourself organized when having so much happening? Ooh, that is a great question. As of lately, I don't. It is what it is. Like I be winging it. I be needing a lot of reminders from like my manager and my team because I won't lie. Sometimes it gets overwhelming. So I look at my phone and I just put it to the side because I'm like, it's too much going on. Like I know there's some things that I got to get to after this, but I probably will wait till tomorrow. I'm a big procrastinator when it comes to things like that. But you know, I try to take things day by day when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, what are your top 3 self-care tips? Self-care tips. Put yourself first for sure. Get some rest. Um, and don't be afraid to say no. Do not be afraid to say no because I feel like so many people are so caught up on trying not to miss an opportunity where it's going to run you dry. You know, if you can't give people your all, then you're not going to execute it 100%. And if you're not giving your 100%, how do you know you're going to, you know, come through? So if you're not up to it, you got to put yourself first sometimes and make sure that you're good mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that stuff. Um Are you still holding Doge? I am. Unfortunately, I am. Please, Elon, like, please. Um, are you going to listen to producers and artists' music on Instagram Live in the near future? Yeah, yeah. I still got to get my studio up and running in my guest house, and once I do that, once I'm like comfortable, then you know I'll get back to regular scheduled program. Top 3 favorite songwriters of all time: The Dream, Stevie Wonder, Babyface. Um, are you a Giants fan or a Jets fan? I'm a Giants fan all the way. Was born a Giants fan, gonna die a Giants fan. Through the ups and downs, Giants fan. No switching sides. Having a great team to help hold you accountable is a great organizing tool. True. If you could give aspiring artists any advice, what would it be? Trust in yourself. Trust in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who will? What's a hook or a song you wish you wrote? As of right now, the song that I wish I wrote. Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. I wish I wrote the happy birthday song. Like everybody knows that song. I wish I wrote that. How many songs do you do a day? I used to make like 4 to 5 songs a day, but I stopped that. Like it's really only one. I'll do one a day. That's about it. All the men in the chat want to know if you're single. At this moment, yes. Yes. Is that your background vocals throughout Summer's album? Yeah, on a few of the records, my background vocals are on there. Come Through. I don't think I'm on tonight. I don't think my vocals are on tonight. They're on Like It though, and then there's one more that I did on there. Wait. Come Through. Oh, Potential. Yeah, my vocals is on Potential. What's your favorite plugin? Right now, I'm loving the one knob joints. My favorite plugin is the CLA plugin because that's just, or the Valhalla. Like I love reverb. I love effects in my voice. How did you build your team? God, because you know, my manager Christian, he literally just everything's meant to be. Like we literally linked up through by chance on the internet, you know, on Instagram, and now he's my brother. So it's really just like, you know, me just following the path of what was created for me. I want you to know that because of you, I didn't give up on my songwriting career. I was about to, but when I saw you come in and take over this industry as a young black female writer, it inspired me. Thank you. Yeah, never stop. Never stop. If that's what you really love to do, then you shouldn't stop. Got to keep going. No one want to say no is vital. Yes. Do you need an engineer to help you set up your studio? No, I'm locked and loaded with my engineer, Blue. He's one of the coldest. Um, when you were a writer pre-COVID, what did a day in the life of Nija look like? Woo! Yeah, so that month before COVID was definitely crazy. I was definitely doing doubles every day because I was working on a lot of stuff at the time. So every day is I would wake up, eat breakfast, get washed and dressed, um, and then be out by like 12:30 because I was living in Glendale at the time. So it would take like 30 minutes to get to the studio. And studio sessions usually start at 1. So go to the session at 1, usually the artist sessions. And then usually the first session starts at, I mean, it probably ends like around 7. And then if I didn't eat at that first session, then I would get some food in between time and then go to the next session at 8. And then after that session, go home, go to sleep, and do it all again. Who is the most legendary producer you've been in the studio with? Babyface. Not you a Giants fan and you not switching positions, but yeah, no, I'm not. Listen, Giants fan all day. How do you feel now that you've dropped your own hit? It's one thing to write for others, but when it's yours, I know the feeling is different. It's definitely different. Like I'm just really excited, and it makes me hungrier because again, like I like challenges. I like experiencing new things, and it makes me want to work more because it's like I'm doing things that it's just new, and also making music that I wouldn't have heard come from these other artists that I work with it's just fun to me, So right now it's an exciting time. Um, um, I know you listen to a lot of music and even study different time periods. So my question is, how do you avoid coming up with a lyric/melody line from another song? Is there a process you have to avoid it? Nah. Sometimes that does happen. Like, melodies will come out and then I'll be like, wait, that's a song. Once I hear that, let's do something else. But that's a common thing. Any songwriting books? I personally I don't like songwriting books. I remember when I was in school, we had to read a songwriting book and I just looked at it like, why is there a book on teaching me how to write songs? There's no rules to music. So why am I looking at an instructional on how to make music? I never liked those. Do you think upcoming artists should just release the music or hold it until you have the budget? Release it. Release it. What you waiting for? What if you never get the budget? Probably nowadays, labels are waiting until you have everything ready to go to put that money behind you. So do it. Be self-sufficient for sure. Don't wait on nobody. And that's for everything. Don't depend on other people. Um are there any songs that you've wrote in the past that have done really well that made you say, "Oh, my song should be like this one"? Nah, I never really thought about my music like, "Oh, it should be like such and such as." Never really did that. I don't compare. Um, when will we get more info on the EP? Soon enough. Soon enough. I don't know if I could say the title yet, but soon enough. Would you write your own songwriting book, a book that breaks down those types of boundaries slash boxes for potential songwriters? No. Again, like, I don't like songwriting books because like there's literally no rules to music. Like if y'all listen to Come Over, it doesn't have the traditional structure on what you're supposed to do to make a song, but people like it. There's there's so many rules that have been broken when it comes to music. I feel like you should just do what feels right. You know, I never like that. Okay. All right. I think I got most of these. What does a session look like? Have you ever gotten into one with a surprise artist? A surprise artist? I don't really know what you mean by that. um, can you be a songwriter if all you do is come up with lyrics and melodies? I mean, that's what a song consists of, lyrics and melodies. Um, have you ever dealt with industry people making bad plays? Has there ever been a situation where you overlooked as an early songwriter? I mean, for sure. People try to make bad plays all the time. People are always going to try to get over on you. Especially being an early songwriter, people are going to try to take advantage of you. And, I feel like everyone has been through some type of situation like that. And, a lot of people, a lot of early songwriters, sometimes fall victim to it because they feel like if they don't speak up for themselves or stand up for themselves, that it's gonna either ruin their career or they'll never get another opportunity like that again. And that's just not true. So we've all been through it for sure. Um, are you still open to working with other songwriters? Always, we're open to working with songwriters. It just it's gotta make sense. What's the longest you had to wait for someone's song to come out? 2 years. 2 years. Um, Come Over don't have a structure at all. No, it has a structure. It's just not a conventional one. Um, how is it possible to write 5 whole songs a day? How long did it take you to get nice enough that you could pull that off daily? Um, I mean, in the beginning is when I started doing the 5 a day, just because I feel like because I didn't start off as a songwriter, I felt like it was easy. So I was like, oh, I could just do this quick. It was kind of just like, I don't know, it was natural for me. But now that I've been doing this for a minute now, that's when I slowed down. Like, no, let me put all my energy into one great song. If I say booty so big, Lord have mercy, what you gonna say? I'm gonna say, can't wait. Can't wait. Y'all not gonna get me. Um, what does the session look like? Have you ever gotten into one with a surprise artist, as in you didn't know who you'd be working with? No, I've never been surprised by an artist. Usually, they got to tell me who's gonna be there beforehand. That's not really how like sessions go. What song was the 2 years song that you had to wait on? Rain on Me. Um, do you ever get pressure by other people in the studio or even by yourself to make hits? You know what's funny? Is I actually was I was talking to somebody about this recently, and It's because the past few years I haven't seen it as pressure because I do well under pressure and music is fun for me. So I don't look at it as that, but there was a realization moment I had when I was like, I actually am under a lot of pressure, and it's because everyone everyone comes to me because they know that I'm gonna deliver. They know I'm gonna give them a hit. They know I'm the person who's gonna give them the single or give them the song to go on radio. And it's like just knowing every day that this is what people are expecting of me, and for me not to like budge on that or like feel any type of way, it's kind of crazy looking back on it because it's like I did deliver. There's a reason why people think that, and that's amazing. But there was definitely a time recently I was like, hold up, like, oh yeah, people think I got zero misses. Listen, that's not how it is every day. um your process for songwriting is still just going to the mic and saying what comes to mind. Yep, for sure. um Early 2K is so underrated. Thank you. um you did what you wanted, breaking the rules for sure. um who's your favorite female producer? Wonder Girl. Wonder Girl is so fire. uh it didn't phase you because you're a gifted queen. Thank you. um who are your inspirations for you as an artist? For sure, um B, Aaliyah, Chris Brown, Usher, A. Marie, who else? Drake for sure. Even Future. I draw from a lot of inspirations. Oh, look, we've been on here an hour. All right, I'm gonna give y'all like 3 more minutes. Um, let's get y'all's last questions in before I dip. Are you excited about CLB? For sure. How is it filming music videos? It's actually really fun. It's really fun. Sometimes I get tired, but it is really fun. Favorite album of all time? Confessions. Confessions. Um, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully, we could do this more often. Do you have any issues finding charging stations for the Tesla? Not at all. But I got a lot of stuff in the works for y'all, and yeah, I'm excited for you guys to hear and just coming along this journey. So thank you all for supporting. And yeah, go run up the numbers because y'all don't even know what's in store. But all right, I'll see y'all later.